Here is Gen V Season 2 Episode 8 ending explained. Just a heads up, there will be spoilers in this video. Theodore Godolkin. The episode opened with us seeing how Thomas Godolkin managed to survive the fire that occurred in the lab in 1967. He was able to do so by waking up in the midst of it and giving himself some of the V1 that the other scientists took, which led to the chaos that ensued. It was strange that once he awoke, he decided to do that, considering that the rest of his colleagues had done the same and suffered major side effects. But he probably thought he was special, so it wouldn't have the same effect on him. After Marie healed Godolkin, he had a new lease on life and was experiencing everything for the first time since he had been controlling Dean Shetty for about 30 years. His relationship with Sister Sage was far more advanced than we initially thought, and she wanted him to move in with her so they could progress with their plan together. She was unaware, however, that he had a covert strategy to eliminate all unworthy students. Sage wanted to take it slow introducing Godolkin to Homelander because, as we know, Homelander can be insecure and view other powerful supes as threats, ultimately taking them out because his ego can't handle it. Therefore, Godolkin's social media live broadcast was a mistake. It led, as we saw, Homelander to call Sister Sage, whom he ignored. Godolkin started his culling by holding a class and promising the supes who showed up that they might make it into the top 10 and eventually the 7. But in reality, he only wanted to wipe out the weak supes group by group until only the strongest remained. Sage didn't like his approach, and her expression said it all. Godolkin was controlling as many supes as he could because he wanted to evolve enough to eventually control Marie, something he was never able to do when she was inside Elmira, despite trying multiple times. He believed that once he could control Marie, he'd be able to control the other Odessa baby, Homelander. This showed that Godolkin was simply a man who wanted to play God. He thought that Homelander's insecurities and inability to allow powerful supes to surround him were giving them a bad name and preventing them from reaching their full potential, which was why he was dissatisfied with Homelander leading supe supremacy. He wanted to control Homelander to shift that mindset. Because Sister Sage was aware that she could not allow Godolkin to succeed, she left the door to Polarity's cell open. Even Godolkin killing off weak supes would anger Homelander because their existence made Homelander look stronger by comparison. Sage's conversation with Polarity about his wife and son felt cruel, but it was her way of connecting to his pain because she knew she would have to kill Godolkin that day. Sage loved Thomas Godolkin and was willing to move in with him, but she couldn't let his madness continue. Marie and her colleagues. Marie struggled with the idea of being extremely powerful. Personally, I don't understand why she kept denying it when she was literally the only surviving baby from Project Odessa other than Homelander. In the finale, it made her character a little bit annoying. The group planned to take over one of Godolkin's classes knowing what he was up to. They used Black Hole's ability to sneak into the room, allowing Harper to temporarily take Godolkin's powers away so the students could get away. Up until Godolkin took over Marie, the plan worked. A major theme explored in this episode was the idea of the many versus the singular, how success can come from unity, even among those considered weak. When Godolkin lost control, Marie told him, "We beat you. All of us, even the useless ones." That line showed why Marie struggled with being called special. She didn't want to make others feel inferior. We saw her apologize to Cate and even allow her to regain her powers, which helped in the final plan, as Cate was needed to let Marie enter the training room to confront Godolkin. Jordan and Marie's relationship also came to a close. Jordan admitted they wanted to remain friends rather than lovers because their relationship caused too much pain. Following Godolkin's defeat, the group fled in search of Stan Edgar's location. Polarity warned them that with Vought coming for them, they'd likely end up in Elmira again. Outside the university grounds, Starlight and A-Train appeared, welcoming them into the Resistance, setting up their major role in the boys' final season. Dean Shetty. Poor Dean Shetty, Doug, was trapped for 30 years inside his own body while Godolkin controlled him. When he finally tasted freedom, he was brutally killed by Black Noir. His involvement served as a heartfelt tribute to Chance, the actor behind the character. His line about Andre being the greatest hero he'd ever seen clearly carried meaning beyond the story, serving as a touching farewell. Gen V Season 2 Episode 8 Review. While I enjoyed this finale, there were several things I didn't like. First, the runtime. It was only around 40 minutes, which is far too short for a season finale. It didn't leave enough time for the pacing to feel natural or for the characters to develop deeply. As a result, characters like Sam and Jordan, as well as Marie, felt undeveloped. Side plots felt hurried and complex emotional arcs were left shallow. Killing Godolkin the way they did also made the entire season feel somewhat pointless. There were few long-term repercussions aside from Marie discovering her power and the connection to Odessa.